Hey everyone. Yesterday I made a little video about the Jagex pronunciation guide of certain words in RuneScape, and I divided the words up into 5 categories and did the easy, medium, and hard categories yesterday, and today I'm going to do the WTF and Jagex categories. So I'll just get right into it. The first thing about the WTF category that I should mention is that half of these words were actually misspelled by Jagex in the pronunciation guide, which goes to show how silly they are to pronounce. They're just crazy words. This first one here is a dungeoneering boss. It's normally just called the Flesh Spoiler, because as you can see that name is sort of daunting looking, but it's actually not so bad. If you just sound it out, it's Hasjanak, and that's how it's pronounced, so that's not so bad. It just looks really daunting. The second one is the Shadow Forger in dungeoneering, another stalker boss. These are these giant eyeballs, which I guess their natural language isn't very pronounceable when it's translated. So this one is Ilakizan, and they pronounce it Ilakizan, so pretty similar, Ilakizan. This one I tried pronouncing in a previous video, my effigy hunting guide at Mummies, and I failed horribly, but I'm going to give it another try. So I'd call it Jagex, and how do they pronounce it? Jagex. Okay, so that little ACHT is act rather than act, so Jagex. Another teleport on the God Scepter here is Jaliastrophos, and they pronounce it Jaliastrophos. So okay, that's not so bad. I guess these aren't all that bad. They just look really daunting because they're really long words and lots of letters that you wouldn't normally see in those places. Next is another dungeoneering boss, another one of the giant eyeballs. It is Lacronaz. Yeah, okay, cool. So I got that one, Lacronaz, the Plane Freezer. And now this next one is the Elf City, Priftinos, and they spelled it quite a bit differently. They had two D's, or sorry, they had two F's, one D, and two N's, and it's supposed to only have, well, it's supposed to be spelled like it shows on the screen here. So that was a little confusing when I was looking at the pronunciation guide. Luckily, I looked it up on the wiki. But either way, I failed at pronouncing it correctly. It's Priftinos, which doesn't make sense to me. I heard someone say that the Elflands are all based on Welsh, so maybe I'm just not pronouncing it right because I don't speak Welsh. Next is a gargoyle that's second in command to Zemorigal, and its name is Sharathtirk, and they pronounce it Sharathtirk. So more emphasis on the first syllable, Sharathtirk, but pretty similar, not so bad. And then the last one is another of the giant eyeballs. This is the World Gorger, and it is World Gorger Shukaraz, and their pronunciation is Shukaraz. Okay, so that was pretty similar. So I guess these weren't really all that bad. I only mispronounced a couple pretty badly. But in general, yeah, not so bad. The next section is, I just titled it Jagex because they're words that I would never pronounce like that. We're starting off with two that are related. There's Glau and Glaufrey from the Gnome Quests, and they pronounce them Gluff and Gluffrey. I'm not sure how you get Gluff out of Glau, but okay. Next is just a joke on their part, I think, so I put it in Jagex category anyway. This is the Canifis Slayer Master, Mazjna. Sort of hard to pronounce, and they didn't give the actual pronunciation, they just said Bob, so I guess we can just call him Bob from now on. Palya. This is the little Slayer creature in the Elflands, so it's probably another Welsh thing, but it's actually pronounced Poria. I never would have pronounced it like that. I mean, look at the spelling. Yeah. Saren, another elf one, probably anyway. It's pronounced Seiron. So they pronounced an H in there, so instead of Saren, with emphasis on the R. It's Seirun. Seirun. That's a little bit odd. Not my favorite pronunciation. I like Saren better. And then this one has been debated a bit, I think. The Tizar volcanic creatures are pronounced Zar, so completely ignoring the T and the H. So just Zar. I like Tizar better. Okay, and here's one that was a little odd. Ranar weeds, it's just Rana. They take away both of the R's. Rana. But actually, don't worry, I found out where they put all those R's. The next three words all have R's added, seemingly randomly. The first one is Dorgesh Khan, which is pronounced Dorgesh Karn. Then Entrana, which is pronounced Entrarna. And then Zilyana, or Zilyana, which is pronounced Zilyarna. So don't worry, we found those R's. So yeah, some strange pronunciations there, but I guess I'll get used to them eventually if I remember. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you haven't seen the previous video, I go through a bunch more words and try and pronounce them, and I've got a link to them on the screen here as well as in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching.